Hey, what's poppin'? It's Kansas City YID, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard.
I'ma run that money up and turn my niggas in the boss. Yeah, this ain't easy as it seems, and they had to take some losses. VVS is in my teeth.
All right, y'all, so we got one of the hottest in the Bay Area, been doing his thing for a very long time. We got YID jumping off the porch with us today.
Yeah, for sure. What's poppin'? It's YID off the porch with Dirty Glove right now.
Now, you know, we gotta ask first, how are you feeling? How are you liking the vibes in Atlanta right now?
I'm chilling right now. I fuck with it. Like, I be coming in and out this motherfucker, so I fuck with Atlanta for sure.
Now, let's get into the Bay Area. So, first and foremost, you're from Oakland.
Yeah.
So, just talk a little bit about, like, your experiences in Oakland, like, different things you had to go through out there.
For me, it's like any other hood for real. Like growing up wise, like shit, I can't say it was better than the next motherfucker situation, nothing like that, but it was cool for me. Like it was cool.
I know before like we actually officially started rolling the camera, we was just talking a little bit about your childhood, and you spoke on how you realized that you actually didn't really have a childhood. So if you don't mind, kind of deep dive into what you mean by that.
When I say that, I'm basically saying like I didn't get to live like have a childhood like a normal, you know what I'm saying, kid would have, as far as like doing the kid shit or whatever, because it's like, for one, I'm jumping a little ahead, but at 12 I caught my first case. So I was in and out of juvenile hall. I spent like a year in there, 6 months on ankle monitor, and then it's like from 8, it was the situation I told you about my mom that happened. So I was just like fucked up. I couldn't really just enjoy myself too much as a kid because it was always shit happening around me.
Yeah.
Family shit. My cousin died around like 10. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a lot of shit. It was just a lot of shit.
So you jumped off the porch at 12.
Yeah.
Wow. So with you being so young at the time, did you realize that like, dang, I'm actually not getting to experience a childhood? Or did it hit you later on in life?
It hit me later on. Because at that age, I'm thinking this shit kind of normal. Like, I'm fucking with my partners and shit, my brothers and cousins and shit. So it's just like, the shit we was doing as kids, I'm looking at it like it's a normal childhood. But if we doing shit, like, you feel me? Grown-ups doing it, you feel me? 15-year-olds and shit doing, but nah.
Now, do you feel like with kind of catching cases at an early age, it kind of put you back like a little bit behind in life?
Put me back behind in life? Yeah. Because like I be thinking about like, say if I was to think about the music shit then, like just so dedicated to that type of shit then, I'd probably be in a whole different position right now, giving all my energy into that shit instead of that shit, because like all that shit don't even matter no more. Like it never mattered for real. Like when you doing the shit and engaging in the shit, it don't matter. So it's like I feel like I wasted hella time doing that petty ass shit for sure.
Right. What age would you say you finally decided to kind of lead yourself on the right path?
See, one thing about me, though, I always had my own mind. Like I wasn't never the follower or no shit like that. Like whatever decisions I made, it was off me for sure. But I could just say like, I can't even explain it for real. Like, I can't even explain it.
Now in Oakland, would you say that it can be hard for like the youngins to find positive outlets out there?
Hell yeah, because I had to find myself for real. Like that shit ain't easy, and it's like that's kind of like it'll come between friendships and shit, because it's like a lot of people don't know. A lot of people be talented, but they don't know what they got. They don't know how to use the shit. I was just one of the ones who knew what I wanted out of life. I knew what direction I wanted to go. So when you separate yourself from motherfuckers and you trying to go on a certain path, motherfuckers will look at you different, you feel me? Or I feel like you're acting funny, but it's like you found out what's for you. You found your lane. A lot of people got lanes and shit, they just gotta find it. They gotta know what they wanna do. It's like until a motherfucker tap into that, it's like you just gonna be following a group type shit.
Now, when it comes to finding yourself as a man, what does that look like?
Finding or defining?
Finding yourself.
I'm still finding myself for real on that type of shit. Cause I grew up without no daddy for real. So it's like I grew up me and my brother and just a single mama. So everything I learned, it was either from the streets or it was from my brother. So it's like I've been raising myself for real. Like, and now that I got a son, it's like I know the rights from wrongs. I know how a man's supposed to act, how a man's supposed to be. But I'm still young, so I'm still learning on my own. But I got a vision of what that look like for sure.
Now, your music career, you mentioned before, like, and it's seen, because I went to and studied your analytics, you really one of them ones in Oakland. Sure. And you started really young.
Yeah.
So with that being said, how are you able to get your name out there, build yourself up? Even how long did it take for you to get to this point that you're at now?
All right, so I got out of jail, out of a little program, Camp Sweeney. I got out of there like 2015, 2016. I already had people in my hood rapping, doing music, like older people and shit.
Really quick, what is the camp that you described? What is that?
Camp Sweeney, it's like it's kind of like a group home, but then it's not. It's like down the street from the jail facility where you just go, you get home passes and shit every week. Once you get to a certain level, they let you go home for a day or two and shit like that. But I was in there for like 2 years. And I got out, like I said, I already had people in my hood doing music, so that kind of what made me want to do the music. They was popping the shit, they had a buzz, they had Waka Flocka fucking with my hood coming down there, Lil Durk came down there, all type of shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna fuck with the music when I get out. So I get out, I just start doing the shit. My first song was called Hating On Me. He was on it, matter of fact, Perp was on it. And that motherfucker just did numbers. It was like 300K within like a year, 6 months or some shit. And I just kept doing it, for real. I just kept going.
Now, when you initially started, did you already have in your head what you wanted to rap about or how you wanted to be perceived?
Nah, hell no. I had no idea, for real. I just started getting in the studio, just rapping about life, the shit that's around me and shit that's going on.
And when you first started, did you have a lot of friends around you?
Yeah, hell yeah. I had my whole hood was behind me, for sure. Everybody was fucking with me, supporting me and all the shit.
And as you started to level up in your career, did you see that number start to kind of fizzle as far as like keeping people around you, like close ones around you?
As far as the friends or
yeah, like close friends.
Nah. When I first started, it was like everybody was fucking with it, for sure. Like the first song, like I said, it did what it did, and it just was going up and up and up from there. So it was like, I'm doing shows, we doing videos, we in the studio hella deep. We were just doing that shit for real, like it was going up.
Now, with you being one of the pioneers in the younger music scene right now, what would you say are some things that you feel you really started to set the trend with?
Just how the video structure was, as far as the Bay, I'm speaking for the Bay only, like as far as the video structure, the young niggas in that motherfucker. You know, it's kind of like the Chicago shit. They started the wave, but it was like, I brought it like to where it was in the Bay type shit. Just me speaking on certain topics, how I'm rapping. Like I said, when I first started, I was like 17, but I'm rapping about grown shit. I'm rapping like a nigga sounding like he 30 or some shit, you feel me? Like speaking on real life situations though.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what separated me from a lot of people. That's why it's like all big artists wanted to fuck with me and do music with me, because I'm a young nigga, but like I'm ahead of my time with this shit. So they gravitated towards me and fucked with me. And I'm thorough, I'm a real nigga, so it's like I don't got no smut on my name, none of that shit. So a lot of niggas fuck with me, like real recognize real.
Do you feel like as an artist, it can be easy to mess up your name if you're moving kind of crazy?
It depends on how you moving or what you doing to mess up your name. Like you could be rapping, but you could be really like on that in the streets doing shit, you feel me, getting on shit, and long as you ain't really just fucking up your name as far as no rat shit, no out of pocket shit and nothing like that, you can't really fuck your name up, but it'll fuck your bag up though. That's what it'll fuck up.
Now, right now in the Bay Area as a whole, do you feel like the music scene could be way bigger than it is now?
Hell yeah.
What do you feel like the disconnect is?
We don't support each other. It's too many politics in the Bay, in Oakland. Like it's too many politics. Like, and then the shit's so small. It's like my hood really like don't nobody fuck with us at all. So it's like it's hard. It's hard for a motherfucker like me to really just get support from a lot of people that ain't from my hood. You feel me? Like it's a few people that fuck with niggas, but it's like we don't fuck with too many people at all.
Is that something that you feel like you want to change down the line, or is it kind of too deep to?
I would want to change it. I made a post about it. That's crazy. Like a few months ago, like 3-4 months ago, I made a post about it on Instagram and shit, saying like motherfuckers should come together and shit. Like if it ain't too deep, cause some shit you can't come back from. But it's like if it ain't that serious, hell yeah, I wanna get this shit together and everybody come together and really just make it big. Hell yeah.
And as for you, let's just talk about your journey starting out with the music stuff and just how you were able to get your name across your city.
Just, like I said, just working for real. And then it's like, I come from a hood that's known out there. So it's like a lot of people familiar with the hood, they familiar with the names, they familiar with all type of shit. So it's like, it was really like no pressure with the music for me. I ain't gonna lie, that shit was. And then it's like I wasn't doing it when I first started. I wasn't doing it to be the biggest rapper. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't looking at no views and shit like that. I'm just doing it just cause like this shit starting to be fun. It's like now it's like this the events, the video shoots. We outside, we hella deep, 100 deep, 50 deep. Like this is becoming a nigga lifestyle. So it just grew organically doing that. And motherfucker just start fucking with it.
And I know that earlier you kind of you touched on being the youngest working with all of these older artists.
Hey.
So let's just talk about some of the people that you've worked with, like starting out.
E40, Mozzie, Mr. Fab, Philthy Rich, Icewear Vezzo, Peezy, Lil YID, Nepta Pharaoh, OMB Peezy, SOB. Shit, the list go on for I can't really think off back, but I done worked with a lot of people for sure. Bang Gang, like I done worked with a lot of motherfuckers. Boosies, I done worked with a lot of people.
And you're still independent right now.
Yeah, I'm independent. Since I started this shit, I've been independent.
Dang, so
Like,
how long has it been independently?
This shit been going like 7-8 years. I ain't never had no manager or nothing either. Like
No
nothing.
manager?
No management, nothing. Like all this shit been like just off me, my pockets, my brothers that been fucking with me, putting our heads together doing this shit. It's just been us for real, like literally. And then, at this point, I don't really care for like the label or management because I like this route I'm going. At first, I used to be like,
I was just gonna ask you at first. Like 8 years is a long time independently, and you starting out young. I know when you were a little younger, you like, it's time to get to the bag. Like I want to sign a deal, but for you, like you've been.
I had opportunities though, not to cut you. I had opportunities though, like coming up in the shit. I had people coming to me as far as management, people coming to me wanting to take me to labels, and I had shit for sure. But it was like, I was so caught up, like just not even, like I said, I wasn't worried about the music like that. And I was just turning certain people down or turning shit down. I like the grind though. I like me learning this shit on my own and figuring this shit out because I see a lot of artists go through shit and it make me just not even want to jump into nothing. And I ain't even in a position right now where I need to just hurry up and jump in to do some shit, sign some shit. Like it gotta make sense though. It gotta make sense.
Do you feel like a lot of artists are quick to sign a deal just due to the environment and of course like, you know, they gotta look out for their family and different things like that?
Yep. No, for sure. I get it, hell yeah, because it's like, you never know. I could be a month from now in a position where I'm like, I gotta sign this shit, like this shit looking ugly. So I don't knock nobody for doing it for sure. Because I never know how this shit, I ain't saying I don't want a deal. Like that's the goal for sure, to get the big bag for sure, but that ain't my main focus. I ain't just chasing it type shit. Like, yeah.
You've been staying down.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Have you ever got tempted to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and sign a deal?
Nah. Not really. Nah.
Now,
I did some little shit with Empire though, like a distribution deal.
Oh yeah.
But, yeah, like I ain't really just signed no deal though.
Now, to you, let's get into the importance of everybody can't go with you.
Okay.
How has that been playing a major part into your life?
That's like one of the hardest things you gotta deal with for sure, because it's like you lose a lot of people. Like people you came up with, day one people, and it's like certain people, like I realized, like I said, when I first started out, going to shows hella deep, hella people, you can't be responsible for everybody's actions and shit. And I've been to places and shows where a couple motherfuckers I'm with then beat up security guards, and they didn't.
Yeah.
It had been hella shit, and I done got banned from shows. I can't perform in Oakland right now. Like they won't let me do shit out there. So it's like you gotta just understand who you around, and certain people gotta learn to play their position. So it's like you don't know how to play your position, you don't know how to conduct yourself when you go to certain places. It ain't for you. You feel me? It ain't like a motherfucker saying I'm leaving you behind. Like when a nigga get there, it's like then I come back and grab y'all. But it's like everybody don't got the mindset to go certain places.
Are you like a really selfless person?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's a gift and a curse for me. Like it's a gift and a curse.
Now I understand that, especially just like listening to you talk about, can't bring everybody with you. It's like you want to, because some of the people that are riding with you, they've been there for a long time. But everybody, their mentality just a little different.
For sure.
So when it came to not being able to take some people with you, did it kind of hit you hard being a selfless person?
Hell yeah, because I had to like grow into the mindset that I got now. Now it's like I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. Like it is what it is. You feel that way, I don't give a fuck. But at first it was feeling that way because it's like, damn, like I feel bad, like I'm leaving niggas, or I feel like I'm cutting motherfuckers off. They don't understand. But it's like the ones who get it. The ones who don't, it's like it wasn't meant for y'all to get it. You feel me? Like that's just how that shit go. That's how I just look at it, for real. That's how I look at it.
Now, one of your biggest records, Keep It On Me. Let's talk about what you were going through at the time when you recorded that. At the time,
I was making that was on my first album, so that was when I said I got out of jail. That was the first project I put out. I really wasn't thinking that song was gonna do what it did, for real. Like it was just some shit I was trying to just put on the tape. Like I connected with Lil Blood through him and got in contact with Lil YID. We exchanged the record and shit, and then I just put it on my tape, and that shit just went up.
Now, what inspired you with this one, like during the creativity process, the recording process with it? Just it was a regular day, like just a regular day recording shit, for real. Regular day recording. Like none of this shit was planned, none of this shit, it just was all just organic. It was just like nigga just working. Dang, when you were younger, did you want to always be a rapper, or?
I had hell yeah, kinda. It was on and off because my mama, they used to do rapping shit.
Oh, your mom was a rapper?
Yeah, like she knew Too Short and all them. Like
that's lit.
Yeah, and she put me on to like the Hot Boys and shit. Them was my favorite artists like coming up and shit. Like so, I'm for sure was tapped in with the music through my mama. My cousins, my brother, we used to be freestyling and doing all that shit. But that was when I was like 7 and shit. Like I said, after that, it was the jail shit. I ain't really want to take them rap serious until I went to jail and got out and seen niggas doing it in the hood.
So I'm guessing your mom was really supportive of you pursuing your rap career.
Hell yeah, she my biggest fan. Like every time I drop a song, I swear she called me like non-stop, and I'm proud of you. I love this shit. That shit go crazy. She for sure. Like,
now, I know the incident. I don't want to go in too deep into it with your mom. As far as that, how would you say it affected you? Just, seeing her be like a really big influence with you with music, and then her having to go through something traumatic like that.
It was like, I didn't really understand it, for real. Like I didn't understand it, and that's around the time like I was sent off to my dad around that time for like 6 months because like she didn't want me nowhere around, you feel me, or going to the hospital, seeing her like that and shit. So it was like, I just didn't understand the whole situation, for real. But that shit kind of fucked me up though, and it's just like, I don't know. I got respect for women though. That's why it's like now to this day, like I don't put my hands on females and no shit like that. You feel me? Because that shit happened with my mama, so it's like I'll be just as, you feel me, the same as a motherfucker doing that to my mama.
Oh, you know, it's a lot on the internet. Women always find themselves having to like fight over stuff that should be common sense when it comes to men, like keeping their hands to themselves. Do you feel like right now in this generation, the lack of respect for women is like becoming a big thing?
This generation is crazy as fuck. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't get this shit at all. It's just weird. And it's just like, I don't know how this shit just weird. This shit weird as a motherfucker.
I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know. I feel like it's probably social media. Like,
it's for sure social media. Like, it's for sure social media. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you don't see me posting no music and shit on my shit or no picture, nothing, I ain't doing too much on Instagram. That shit be having his mind gone.
You gotta take breaks.
Yeah, no, for
You gotta
sure.
take hiatuses, cause that shit will start getting to your head. Like, I believe in the evil eye, and I feel like whenever like you post certain accomplishments and stuff on Instagram, like you just be like, ugh, like having a little funny feeling after it.
Yeah, I don't be too much heavy on the social media unless I'm promoting something.
Now, just to switch over topics, I know that you lost your brother in 2020. So with that, what was y'all's relationship like before he passed?
That was my best friend. That was my everything. Like, it ain't nobody that really could make me laugh how he make me laugh type shit. Like, that nigga was a movie all the way. Like, he was the life for everything. Like, with all of us. Like, he played a major part in this shit. Like, that shit just crazy for me. Like, and when that shit happened, like, I already was kind of taking a break from the music, but then that shit just really just prolonged everything for like another 2 years. Like, I wasn't feeling this shit at all. Like, he left a daughter behind, my niece, you feel me? Like, it just be so much shit that you gotta go through and deal with, but it's like, I'm so numb. I don't even be knowing how fucked up my mind is until I really just get to really just sit down and just look at all the shit I've been through and shit that I'm going through, but it's like, I'm so numb to this shit. It's just crazy.
As far as the grieving process with your brother and just like the healing journey that went with that, what were some things that you had to do to cope to keep yourself sane?
I don't even, as far as coping, I was just to myself for real. Like, I wasn't coming out as much, I wasn't talking to motherfuckers as much, you feel me? Like, that just brought me and my mama closer for real. Like, type shit, if anything, like, it just brought me and my mama closer for real, but like, I don't know, trying not to think about this shit too much, for real. Cause I deal with anxiety hella bad too, so it's like, I be just trying to keep a positive mindset through it all, for real.
Is there anything that helps you with your anxiety?
Hell nah.
What does yours look like? Cause I have anxiety too.
That shit, it'd be like, I ain't had it in a minute though, but it'd be like, I jump out the bed, like, in the middle of the night type shit, just gasping for air type shit. One time I'm driving on the freeway and my body just heat up. My shit just heat up hella hot. And then it's like I'm about to just pass out. Like, I'm swerving on the freeway. I get off. I go right to the hospital and shit. And they just like, it's just anxiety, you know, and shit like that. They give me some medicine and shit, but it's just like, it's like your brain fried. It's like your shit just hot. Like, when you, it's different symptoms of it. Like, I've been through different symptoms of this shit, but it's just like, that shit ain't cool. I ain't had it recently though, but that shit ain't nothing to play with. That shit real.
Do you remember like your worst anxiety episode?
The one on the freeway, for sure, that was the one. And just the shit, just waking up, gasping for air. Like, that shit was happening throughout the whole week. Like, the whole week. Hell yeah, every night, the whole week. Like, it was just happening.
Wow.
Like, fuck.
And does yours stem from just the things that you've witnessed and certain things that you went through when you were younger?
Yeah, it comes from, like, stress, overthinking, and shit like that. It comes from all that type of shit.
So with the music, would you say that that's been, like, a really, really big outlet for you as far as coping with different mental health things?
Yep, for sure. Now at this time it is, yeah, because at first, like I said, it was just fun. Like, it was just fun now, but it's like, the music, I won't say it kind of got boring for me, but it's like I said, it's just me doing the shit, no management, no label, no nothing. So it's like, I had to get smart with the shit now. It was like, it ain't no more just doing videos, doing songs, and we dropping this shit. And now motherfucker trying to get the bag out this shit. So I gotta play every position. I gotta be the CEO, I gotta be the manager, I gotta be the lawyer, I gotta be all this shit. So it's like, it kind of take away from the creative process, but then it don't. It just might take a little longer for me to plan everything out and do shit.
Yeah. So what is your opinion on, like, having a management or stuff like that? Is it something where you've been doing it for yourself so long, it's kind of hard for you to, like, ask somebody to come in and help with your stuff?
Hell nah. I got people, like, that I done tried from my hood and shit, but it's like, some people just don't take it serious. Like, you gotta be serious about the shit. Like, you feel me? Like, you gotta believe in the shit too. It's like, motherfucker just thinking like, they gotta do just one little thing or two little things. Like, oh, I'm gonna just talk to this person, come to the show and do this or that. Nah, it's hella shit behind the scene. You gotta be on top of it.
Yeah.
You gotta be connected with motherfuckers. And you gotta be popping out here and there. A lot of people just don't wanna put the footwork in. You feel me? Like, that's just it.
Now, with you having to handle music business on yourself for your career, what are some things that you've been learning that you feel other artists should know before hopping in?
Don't just rush into shit. Don't feel like you gotta speed up your process because you see another motherfucker process going. You never know if they got some shit behind them or they don't. You feel me? So it's like, it depends on all what you trying to get out this shit for real.
Yeah.
Like, you trying to get a name, you trying to just get some views, you trying to get some money. So it's like, you gotta just study the greats. You gotta just study the lane you in, for real. Like, that's all I do. I study this shit 24/7. I'm on YouTube, I'm looking at videos, interviews. I'm doing all that shit.
Who are some people that you say you really take a liking to as far as their business mindset when it comes to music?
That nigga Dolph, for sure. He was one. For sure. I like how Baby structure, his structure is, for sure. Who else I could say? I don't know, that nigga Philthy too. Like, far as the Bay, like, he on top of his shit. Like, he done told me some shit and showed me some shit. I can't take that away from him. It's a few people, even the Detroit artists, like Peezy, Icewear, all them niggas for sure giving game on that shit.
Now, real quick, let's talk about you opening up for Durk and NBA Youngboy. What was that like for you?
That shit was big. The Durk shit, that came about, like I said, he came to my hood before one time for sure. And I was doing a video with Philthy Rich in the hood, in his hood in East Oakland. And that night he had the show with Durk and them, but he was like, I'm gonna let you open up and shit. And we went there, Mozzie, all them niggas was there. And I just went on stage and Durk was up there with me and shit, doing the Keep It On Me song. That shit was lit. The shit with Youngboy though, the first show I was supposed to open up for him was in Oakland. The promoter did some weird ass shit, like he did some crazy shit. So I ain't performed that night, but he did another one the next day in San Francisco. We went out there and I opened up for that show. That shit was popping. That shit was lit, for sure.
Dang, so when you think they gonna finally let you perform in Oakland?
I don't think they fucking with me out there. I ain't gonna lie. Hell yeah, that shit over with. That shit over. They ain't fucking with me.
Man, but you got this new project in the works, in that mode. Let's talk about it and where your mindset is with this one.
My mindset back to where I originally started. That's why I was like in that mode, because I'm back in that mode. So I'm just taking it back to that point, you feel me, just the consistency, just staying on top of this shit. And my brother, you know, that one who died, the whole meaning behind this shit is movie mode. So it's like, it's in that mode, you feel me, I'm in movie mode, but it's still like I'm in that mode, that one mode.
Now, with this project, would you say you had to experience life before you put it out, or was it as you were experiencing life, you were just coming up with songs?
Nah, it was just just getting in the studio, just doing it for real. Like, this project was quick. I did this shit within like, I did most of the songs in a day. So it was like, it was some fast shit. Like, it's just an EP for real, so it's only like 6 songs on this shit. But I plan on making an album though with like 17, 18 songs on the next one though.
I was gonna ask you now, with the album that you do want to put out, what's the inspo?
That's what I was first doing. Every song, every album I was doing was like at least 17 songs and shit. So I want to get back to that body of work, just flood and shit. Yeah.
And really quick to touch back on In That Mode, what exactly does that mean to you?
Movie mode, shit, just in that mode, just I ain't letting up. Like it's that mode, like it's that time for real. Yeah.
And you also dropped a video like 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Dropped a video 2 days ago, Dangerous. Let's talk about it.
That was on my hood day. Like we got hood days and shit. So I went down there and shot that motherfucker on hood day. And yeah, I just got it done for real. Like, that's one of my favorite songs off the tape for sure. Dangerous, I fuck with it. Hell yeah.
Wait, y'all, what it look like? Cause I know everybody got like a different hood day. What y'all be doing out there?
Every hood day we plan on doing some different shit. So we the last one with that video, everybody wore camouflage. So we all wore army fatigue. The year before that, it was airbrush. Everybody wear airbrush. Then like the year before that, we all had on Oakland A shit. Cause my hood called Acorn, so it's like the A. So we all wore that shit. It be just different shit, fun shit. You know, we really do it for the kids though. It don't be so much on the grown-ups. Like we do backpack giveaways and shit around that time. So it be for the kids for real.
Now, with your music career and just you as an artist overall, what would you say is the impact that you would want to leave on, you know, just the youngins or people who have been following your journey for a long time?
Just being 100, being real with your people. Like, I feel like the music scene cool with some niggas doing their thing, but I don't feel like it's that one nigga that's really just showing how the shit supposed to go. Like, showing young niggas how you supposed to conduct yourself if you're doing music or just in the streets, you feel me? Like, it need to be a motherfucker leading by example, the real way, the right way. So I just want to be that person to really just bring motherfuckers together, bring the city together, show little niggas, you feel me? Like, it's more to it than just being in the hood, feeling like you got to do shit, follow behind certain niggas. Cause that shit don't lead to nothing for real. I seen that shit for myself, most definitely.
Now, before we wrap up, oh, you got the gang in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, God. I forgot to introduce y'all at the beginning.
It's Perk, my blood cousin. It's Slime right here, Smack P. He do music too, so y'all make sure y'all fuck with him, check him out. You got some shit dropping?
Christmas? Oh, you giving us some holiday teas.
They coming with gifts. That Santa bag. They got some shit though. Y'all make sure y'all fuck with my nigga, man. Nigga go crazy too.
And before we wrap up, do you have any last words or shout outs?
Shit. Just RP Kane, this movie mode shit forever. Long live TD, man. We keeping this shit lit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this shit the right way, the real way. We gonna show these niggas how to really boss up and really fuck with their people, man. Shout out everybody that been fucking with me, supporting with me. I love y'all. And I'm on one for real in that mode. That shit out right now. Make sure y'all go get that. And that's really it for me. That's it.
I'ma run that money up and turn my niggas into boss. This shit ain't easy as it seem, a nigga had to take some losses.